It was unbelievable. It's one of those ones that when you're running, you can sort of hear the crowd going in and out. You know, you're trying to keep everything together and you're trying to stay calm and composed, but you know, then you can have a quick look around and you realise that finals football is here, and it's obviously pretty exciting.
I've never heard a crowd so loud in my life. When they ran out, we were already on the ground, and it was ridiculous how loud it was.
That's something I think I'll probably never, well, I know I'll never forget. I remember running out, we were running across the back flank as we'd gone through the banner and the Richmond song was playing, and hearing the crowd yell the yellow and black part of the song, which they so passionately sing every time we get a win. Hearing them sing it then, when, as he said, there was 96,000 people, but I think 70,000 would have been Richmond. We all started laughing. It just brought goosebumps, and I think that helped us relax and play some really good footy in the first half.
Even thinking about it now, I've got a bit of goosebumps about it. It was I remember talking to Ivan as we were warming up, doing leg swings and things like that. It was the loudest thing I've ever experienced, and it just sent shivers down your spine.
The build-up was probably all about Richmond. Obviously, they finished fifth, and we snuck in. It was obviously their first finals appearance for quite a few years, so there was no real pressure on us going into the game.
Definitely more pressure on those guys because they actually finished in the 8th. We was lucky enough to just leak into the finals, so we pretty much had no pressure on us attitude, and we just wanted to give it our all. And I feel like they hadn't played finals in so long, so they were carrying all this burden on them.
Obviously there was a massive amount of expectation, but also excitement based around the fact that we hadn't played in a final for over a decade, and it was exciting. It was a great opportunity for a young group who had worked tirelessly over a 3 or 4 year period to get somewhere.
Martin charges out of the middle. It's given across to Jackson to Cochin. Cochin stuffed. Oh, that's a beauty.
So this for second goal for Vickery. Looks good. Richmond take a big lead into half-time. They've got it back to 26. It's 10-7 to 6-5 in the elimination final.
In the first quarter, though, we gave a lot of free kicks away and 50-metre penalties that went against us. But other than that, we felt like we were playing pretty good, but we just let ourselves down in that department of leaking those easy goals.
I think we were just able to hold Richmond up. They're a pretty ballistic sort of side, so they got some quick players, and we were able to sort of shut some of those guys down. Like I think we shut Delidio down in the second quarter because he was going pretty well. Alice was going well as well, and there's a couple other guys. Some of their key midfielders were able to keep a little bit quieter, and that probably started the turnaround.
We know that Carlton are a really good front-running side, so there was a couple of stoppages where we were a number or two down. I remember Shane Tuck going up in the ruck against Ty, who didn't actually have a rucking opponent, tapped it straight to Bryce Gibbs. They took a couple of bounces, a couple of handballs, and then ended up kicking a goal. And I remember that play specifically as a point where I said, the reality is, what were we thinking as a group? We'd come so far, but to have something so basic fall down, that's probably what summed up our second half of the game.
Footy's just all about momentum swings, and we could certainly feel, I could certainly feel the momentum swinging back Carlton's way. They kicked a few goals in succession. The midfield was starting to get a bit more ascendancy. I think Juddy was starting to show his true form, and I think that's an issue we've had with Carlton. The last few times we've played, it's gone ebbs and flows to do with the momentum.
It was just small things. We started to lose a few centre clearances. I remember I had a few concentration errors, and Waite kicked a couple, Digan kicked a couple, and then it was almost a game of chasey again. That panic that you try and suppress as much as possible in the high pressure game that is AFL started to set in a bit, and it was not a good feeling to feel it slip away like that.
I just think we just wanted it more in the end. I think that last half we just really dug deep, and obviously Juddy led us like he does so many times, and Wadey took a few marks and kicked. I don't know how many he kicked in the second half, but he kicked a few.
There was a defensive stoppage in the goal square in our back 50, and I thought about getting the ball over the line to get a point because we needed to come back, and jumped up, knocked it over, and little did I know it was a free kick again. So I spoke to a few coaches, and they didn't mind because they didn't really know the rule either, so I'll play that.
The most fondest moment was probably when I think Wadey drew a Richmond player and handed it off to Juddy, and Juddy kicked a goal, and did a pretty rank celebration that we've all had a bit of a laugh about since.
Hooks it down behind. Tuck intercepted it though. White comes again. White. Look away. Hand pass to Judd. This would be fitting. This would be fitting.
Yeah, it's just Juddy. You know, we rely on him a fair bit, and he always comes up with the goods.
Cruiser brilliant down to Robinson. Kick inside the forward 50. And it lobs on the chest of White. He's good enough, can still kick it. Kick is on the way, and it's beautiful. It's sweet. Oh-ho.
I think he kicked 3 or 4. I had him for the first half. I was having a really good game up to half time, and then I just tried to do too much. I was trying to do too many people's jobs at once, and then I just wasn't even concentrating on my own.
There's always a party that's going that we can change something, we can make something happen, we can kick another goal, get it back on our terms, but sometimes you just have that feeling where it's just gone too far now, and to see him walk into an open goal and kick it was almost the knife that ended the day for a lot of our players, and no matter how much fight you had left in you, it was game done.
Rance, his duel with Waite's been pivotal. Stopping and propping. Betts gets him and taking him was Garland. And you can put down the glasses. It's an amigo. It's an amigo that'll finish it off. Kick it, Jeffrey. He does. Carlton are on their way to Sydney.
Yeah, I think that was the one where I think I'd had enough by that stage, and yeah, it was disappointing. It was a really, really tough loss.
Yes!
What a win.
From nowhere.
It was a great win, one that I don't think I'll ever forget, and it was obviously very nice to beat the Tigers in the final when I think we came in as the underdogs.
You know, they were up at half time and everything was against us, and all I can remember is, you know, the coach bringing us in at half time and saying just go for it, give it your all, and, you know, lucky enough we came away with the win, because it's, you know, it's probably I'll cherish that moment for the rest of my life, really, because it was such an amazing win, and something I look back after I finished footy.
I mean, to play so well in a first half and then let a team get a hold of the momentum and not be able to stop that was really disappointing, and it's been something that we had to swallow, not only for that week or for the next 2 months where we were away, but for this whole pre-season. It's probably been in the back of guys' mind or in their guts burning.
Just disbelief. Like we knew that we should have won. We played better football. I think it was also, you know, whenever something goes wrong, you always try to justify, like, they shouldn't have even been there in the first place. They were ninth. All this sort of drama comes into your head. Oh, what if Brisbane had got in? We've got a better record against Brisbane. They had a chance. Adelaide had a chance. So you try and justify in your own head, but at the end of the day, it comes down to being on our head, the mistakes we made.
There's only one siren that really matters, and that's the final siren. That tells you the score. There's no score line that you need to take any notice of until the final siren. You either won or you lost or you've drawn. And we try to preach that. So it's just a matter of, don't accept it, just keep going.
Do I think we handled it the right way? Would I change anything? I wouldn't have thought so. We just need a better result. You know, we need to play better footy in the cut and thrust of it. You know, we failed on the biggest stage, and that's something that'll spur us on to hopefully bigger things this year.
What a match. What a game. The biggest crowd ever for an elimination final, and just about the best you can ever see.